workers that are here, my wife and my children. God bless each one of you. Let us turn to the book of Romans. I just want to highlight two things we talked about. I promised you a book, a title of a book. We had talked about this 2 weeks ago in reference to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Do you remember that discussion? The originators of the lines of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And I told you I had two books, and I would bring them in. This is actually a series. It's called The Black Presence in the Bible. All right, some of you have read this. Awesome, awesome book, okay? This breaks it all down for you, and it's by Reverend Walter Arthur McCrae. I'll leave this on the table for you to review. Please do not remove this book. But one of them. All right, this is only the first volume. The second part is looks just like this, and he breaks down the different categories and shows you how it plays out in the table. All right, I just wanted to, if you would allow, just read one portion that we had talked about in reference to Ham, Hamitic race. All right, many of this stuff you will not. Your young people, come up a little closer. Why you're sitting in the bleacher section? If this is a rap session, you'll be way up here, right where I can spit on you. So come on up real close. Come on. You're not the tail, you're the head. Come up close. Amen. All the way up. Come on, Courtney. Your men should be up front. Men should be up front. Amen. Come on up. It says here, I'm just going to read a portion of it to validate what we had discussed that night, okay? And again, I'm not prejudiced at all. Amen. I believe God made all races for a purpose. And we went over this in that study. So many of the items that I found and knowledge that I read about, I don't use as ammunition against another race. I see people that do that. They take something they find that black race is called for, which we are, and use it to make other races look like they should be downplayed and we lift it. I don't do that. We all are working together. We have a role, they have a role. But the truth is the truth. Okay, so I hope we use the truth the correct way. It says here, following are summary comments of several lines of thought taken from the Newsweek article. Keep in mind that scientists dated their Eve, they hesitated at using this name, evolutionarily at about 200,000 years old. This is where Newsweek magazine had dated. And it has everything in here if you want to look up the article. Okay, it's Newsweek article, January 11th, 1988, called The Search for Adam and Eve. Right? And in this article, the scientists presented their Eve as most likely a dark-haired, black-skinned woman. They traced her through an international assortment of genes that followed a trail of DNA that led them to a single woman from whom they believe all people are descended. The evidence indicated that Eve lived in sub-Saharan Africa. Meanwhile, other geneticists are trying to trace humanity back to a scientifically derived Adam, whom they accept as a commonly regarded great father of all people. So it goes back to say that, again, through DNA, they traced every line back to a black woman in Africa. Which means, like we said on that night, all peoples came from the black race. I know that's a... yes.
The Garden of Eden was in Africa. So
correct. That is exactly right. The Garden of Eden was in Africa. That general area, Africa, Ethiopia, Iraq, Babylon, all that area over there. And the Garden of Eden was no little garden like we think about. Remember, the Garden of Eden had 4 rivers running through it. One which was the Euphrates River. So imagine your first pad that God gives you has 4 rivers running through it. All right? He was a rich king. And that was Adam, King Adam. He was a king. All right, so I can't go into all of it, but it's here. And it's some awesome information that we can utilize to understand our role in humanity. Black man and black woman, we have a great posterity. And many times it's kept from us. They rather teach you about things that our children don't need to know about. Like the article I brought tonight, I had to confiscate from my daughter Beverly. Beverly, raise your hand, baby. How old is Beverly? How old are you, Beverly? 7. Thank you, my lovely Beverly. And Beverly was very upset that I took her magazine from her. But when you see the magazine, you'll understand why I took it from her. This is the magazine that they're giving my daughter in school to look at. You don't see what's on there? A little girl dressed like a witch. And man must say, oh, that's so cute. It's just innocent. It's the devil. I said, give it to me. And after I show the people of God, I'm ripping it up and throwing it into the garbage. And then it has in here other little cute articles on how you can get in touch with scary stories. And they have her dressed again in the full view of a witch with the whole regalia. And oh, this is just so cute. But we can't read the Bible in school. You can't pray in school. You can't sing Christian songs in school. And they've even stripped us of our holidays. You can't say Christmas, Xmas, or what do they call it?
Holidays.
Happy holiday or winter recess. And all along, everything's being stripped from us, taken right from under us, and we're just allowing this thing to happen. I said, no, it's not going to happen. Give me that book. It's going in the garbage. She said, but my teacher's going to ask for it. I said, you tell your teacher your father took it from you and threw it in the garbage because they have a witch on the front of it.
Amen.
You know what's strange about this? I'm sorry, I wind up arguing with people. My daughter said I'm very argumentative. But I get upset with this stuff. And if you're not upset, something wrong with your religion.
Amen.
They done took our holiday, which started off as All Saints' Day. Hallowed Eve, the eve before the saints, or the celebration of saints. Now they done turned the whole thing upside down, and we're celebrating witches and warlocks and incantation. And then on that day, they, in some places in America, I'm not talking about in Ireland and some, they have literal human sacrifices.
Right. Children. That's right.
Thank you. They literally kill children and offer them as a living sacrifice. And many times we're not even aware of it because they keep it quiet. They don't want to upset us. We don't even know. But I know. And it all begins innocently like this. I don't dress my kids up in no costume. I say, God made you unique. There'll never be another you. You don't need to be dressed like no stupid character.
Amen.
Spider-Man. Batman. And we don't know any better. We know better than the world. We're supposed to be showing them an example. And some Christians are worse than the examples that they should be showing. And they get upset with you because you don't know. Why didn't you celebrate, Santa Claus? And you didn't teach your kids? My mother-in-law was angry at us because we didn't teach our kids about Santa Claus. She said, you're depriving your kids. I said, that's right, depriving them of a lie. Right. It's a lie. Ain't no man coming down my chimney. I buy you the gifts.
Amen.
And the reason I buy you the gift is because God gave me his greatest gift, which was Jesus Christ. And during that time, we celebrate his gift by giving you a gift. And no matter what I give you, if it doesn't filter back to Christ, it's of no avail. You buy all these big toys and big cars and this and that, and they don't understand the concept of